You must have to analyze your everything in the society, until you want to do something that and that way you won't get anything in the life, and that's a ever regretting thing will be for you, and that will always remain for you. So you have to do anything until your last breath, guys. And I'm saying it to you as a responsibility and a duty of you know your siblings. So take me in that way, so that I'm here. So if you have no qualities, and if you have no like stress, enough, and or something like that, if you don't have enough uh, money in your bank account or anything like that, or even you are having a not good looking, or anything like that, so yeah, in that way no one comes to hold your hand, nobody's here waiting for you, and nobody will until you won't have anything like really how capricious, really capricious things. Literally you must have what precious things. In that way people will come to know about you. Otherwise uh, nobody come to uh, take any suggestion and advices, or even they don't want to spend and hang out. They don't wanna with you because you have nothing, and they will assume you as that kind of persons or something like that, so you'll be treated as a how that kind of person, and that treatment will be out of your imagination. So firstly you must have to learn to analyze, you know learn you must have to set boundaries in the community or society. So you can what you can just you mustn't have to confront anyone. So whenever confusion really matters, in that way you must have to what confound, and you should have to confound what, if somebody's already had what made you a perplex, and that was if somebody was there, and that what that had you were directed by that and that person in a negative and perplexed way, or that kind of you were in that kind of confusion, in that way you must have to also lead or him in that kind of perplexed way, and you must have to confound that person. That's it. Confounding him or isn't a kind of a crime or something. It won't be like that kind of thing, that will be seen as just a what normal thing, and that has to be. So before going anywhere, uh, you must have to set boundaries. You know, you have to demarcate uh, until you want to like that. If you don't want to set boundaries around you, and people will come to cross their limits, and also your self respect will be ruined. So in that way you must have to set boundaries. Only in that way people you'll be seen as uh, like a strange person or an unknown person in their eyes, and they will always uh, be how thirsty for your attention or something like that, so learn to work alone, and kind of that is always a kind of beneficial and helpful thing for you. And you must always you have to choose this path forever, or if somebody comes to extol you, by saying what kind of person you are, you have great personality, and how can you have achieved, and how could you be this like this kind of person, or you have such a great person you are, or something someone comes to talk you excessively, in that way, just let that person and say I have not sufficient time, and that way you have to go away. If somebody comes to uh, you by saying in this way, and actually prefer talking in this way, he had this kind of preference, and your value will be zero in their eyes after giving a little time and giving a little attention to that kind of people, that's it, that's a reality. And you must have to mm, you mustn't have to extol, you don't need to extol anyone, so don't ever get engaged in these kinds of activities or something like that. Just focus on your actions and let this society and the community or even this world be apart from you and be the part of your journey. You don't need to you don't need any company or colleges, or your anything like that. You can alone enough for your journey, up to that is up to your what successful uh, or a prosperous life. That's it. And you must, if you once you realize this thing in life, and you'll know the value of this life, and that is a really help. Okay, and it will support you to arrandize your status, or wealth in a society, or you'll be treated as a high level and a standard person, and that's actually needs in life. And never says anyone you must have to love your parents only, others are not. You mustn't have to do anything, and you must have to be like you must have a zero level of anticipation from others except parents. You must have to sorry for the coughing. You must have to love your parents uh, in the way they are actually loving you, or you must have to be like that kind of person that your parents are expecting. And even you're seen as a how worthless and really useless person in their eyes, because you are not you are not got you haven't got involved in any kind of beneficial or financial activities, and you are not supporting to your financial level. So that's why you might have low confidence, or even ahead of the other people. But you mustn't have to think in that way, because you are actually in a good way, a path, and everything is you're what changing with times, and your journey will be also luminous with times, or it's a kind of, you must have to go ahead with a conviction, in that way, I think. And I'm actually claiming here that you will become person that you ever imagined, that was ever comes, that ever used to comes in your mind, or even in your dreams. So that's why you are actually saying that person, and that is a kind of what really a good achievement or something like that, so go ahead, never stops. If once you learn, or once you feel to somewhat you feel, let's stop here, I'm not getting anything here, or getting anything like precious or amazing, stunning or appreciating here. But actually that is invisible, your goal and your achievement is invisible. One day you'll get it. And but at this time you must have to be calm and process, or be patient, learn to be patient, and only focused on your career or actions. Give yourself time, or just work on yourself for 5 6 years. In that way your life will become what, if you want to get freedom for um, 50 60 years, then you must have to work hard uh, up to 6 7 years, really. That's out of, that must be out of other what imagination or their expectation, that kind of hard, that level of hard work is necessary if you want to get that kind of freedom and liberation, you know financially you'll become a good person and a stable person, that's it. And you must have to be. If you're not, then nobody will come with you, and nobody gonna chase you. Your dreams are also, so go ahead with you must have to